All right, we're joined by Northern Kentucky, and we'll continue the same format. We'll have an opening statement from Coach Brandon, then we'll go to the players, and then after we're done with the players, we'll dismiss them and we'll continue with the coach. So, John?
Obviously an honor to be here. Really excited about the opportunity to be here in Indianapolis for our school's first, representation in the NCAA tournament. For our guys, it's really been an outstanding year. You hear the word Cinderella. It's something that takes place once you get to the dance. But for us, it hasn't been like that throughout the regular season. 24-10, I think winning 12 of our last 14 and 9 of our last 10, I believe. So, we talked about all year playing our best basketball when it got to March, and I felt like we've done that for the most part. And certainly, I know you guys will open up the questions as to who we're playing, but we're excited to get the opportunity to play against a prestigious program like Kentucky.
Okay, let's go to questions for the players. If you would raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. Jerry, right here.
Jerry Tipton, Lexington Herald-Leader. Cole, I'm under the impression that when you committed to Northern Kentucky, you knew that it would be a one-shot deal with the NCAA playing in it. What led you to do that?
Question for Cole.
Yeah, first of all, I committed because of the location it was in. I really loved everything about the university. Academically, it had everything I was looking for. The facilities at the mid-major level was a lot higher than the other schools that I had visited previously. And then for me and the other seniors that are on the roster, it was all about building a program. And what we wanted to do was bring something back to Northern Kentucky that we hadn't seen before. And for us, I feel like we've done that to this point, and we're really excited about the opportunity that we have ahead of us.
Right over here.
Mark Story, Lexington Herald-Leader. LaVon, Dominique Hawkins and Derek Willis both talked about playing against you, and playing in AAU and in high school. What are your recollections of playing against them or with them in AAU?
Question for LaVon.
I played with Dominique Hawkins in AAU. He's a good player, fun to play with, and Derek Willis is also a good competition to play against.
More questions, please? Right here, Jay.
Drew, I wonder if playing Kentucky, is this something that's like something you'll be telling your grandkids about sometime in the future?
Drew.
I think just this whole experience in general will be something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Just growing up, watching the NCAA tournament, it just was a cool experience. And then coming here and getting a chance to play in it, and then a big school like Kentucky is just a great opportunity for us.
Right here.
Jim Lazarski with the Cincinnati Enquirer. For you guys, when did this week become about business? Obviously, you knew you earned a berth and you were waiting for selection Sunday. Did it, Sunday night? When did you guys kind of get into Kentucky, wanting to watch them or study them, or when did that turn, and what has this week been like in that regard?
Drew.
Any of you players?
Yeah, we'll start with Drew.
Really, after the selection show, we had a meeting with Coach and our managers and players and everybody, and really that's when it really started. I mean, we enjoyed the experience of Selection Sunday, but once we heard Kentucky and we had a meeting right after that, that's really when our business got started. We got in practice the next day, got in the game plan a little bit, and got more in depth as the week went on.
LaVon?
Really, it's been about business the whole year for us. It really began for the NCAA tournament, I think 2 days right after we won the conference tournament. We was right back in the gym. So,
Cole?
Yeah, what they both just said. I mean, right after the selection show, like he said, we met, and from then on we put a game plan in, and this whole week we went after it and got prepared.
Right here.
Cole, how much of an awe factor might there be? It's your first time in the tournament, and they're the winningest program in college basketball.
Cole?
I mean, you can't look at it that way. You got to come in as if it's a faceless opponent. Like we use the term all year. No matter who we play, we prepare as if we're playing anybody. And this week's no different. It doesn't matter what stage we play on, who we play, where we play. We go in basically saying like it's anybody else.
Right here.
This is for all the players. On a normal week, if I'm a student on the NKU campus, how many people in UK shirts do I see? And are there more NKU shirts now?
Drew, we'll start with you.
You'll see a couple throughout campus. I mean, really at the beginning of the year, you'd see some, and as basketball season got on and we got more students to the game, they kind of dwindled down. But I did read something where any student who got a free ticket to the game or won a ticket is not allowed to wear UK stuff. So it's kind of nice knowing that we're gonna have NKU Black and Gold coming to support us. But they've dwindled down as we've started winning games, and they've come in to support us more.
LaVon?
Well, I only take one class on campus right now, so I don't get on campus much. But when I do, I don't see many many UK shirts.
How about you, Cole?
I would say 3 years ago, I used to see a lot, and then this year it's really toned down a lot, so it's been nice to see.
Right here?
LaVon, can you tell us about a kid from Ballard playing at Northern and now playing against UK?
LaVon?
Could you ask that one more time?
You're from Ballard High School, right?
Yeah.
And you're now playing against UK. Tell us, a kid from Louisville and going to Northern, now playing against UK. What's that like?
I think it's a good opportunity that I've been blessed with. I wouldn't say it was something that I like dreamed about, but it is something that I've always wanted to do.
Jerry?
Well, there have been some 15s to beat 2s in the last few years. I'm wondering how much you guys maybe take some, confidence that you can be another one.
Cole?
I mean, that's something that you look at, and you know what craziness happens in the tournament, and obviously anything can happen. But like I said before, we just try to prepare for whoever we play. You know, we don't look at the seeding. We don't look at the tradition of the other school or anything like that. We just come in every day and do it like we've been doing, and it's helped us be successful this far.
Anything else for the, right here? Okay.
Just to kind of piggyback off that, though, how hard is it, though, as when you look at rosters or their roster kids you either played AAU with, I mean, you know your class rankings when you come out as high school kids. You know some of these guys are going to be in the NBA next year. Has that been hard at all to not even to think about measuring up or how we'll do against that type of guy, I guess? And I think any of you can answer that.
Go ahead, Drew.
I think it's kind of motivation, really. It's a great opportunity for us that they're on national TV all the time. And they get all this exposure, and we're more of a lower mid-major team, and we don't get the exposure that they do. So being on a national stage like this gives us a chance to expose our talents and expose how we play as a team. But it's really some motivation, just seeing like the rankings coming out and seeing guys that you're going to play in the NBA with. And I played against several of them and against AAU, so I know what they are. We played against them. We've beat a couple other teams in AAU, so it's really just going to play like another game. Like Cole said, it's a faceless opponent.
You want anybody else to answer that? You good? Okay. Anything else? Right here?
Cole, you went to high school about 80 miles from here. You played, some of your teammates kind of went to high school in Indianapolis. Have you guys talked about how unique this experience is to have, the first tournament game that you guys are playing, to play it right here in Indianapolis?
Cole?
Yeah, it's pretty special, to have the first tournament for this school be in a place where, I basically grew up. Us, BG, Jordan, and I, we talk about how cool it is that we get to experience this back in our home state.
Anything else? Jerry? Yeah, right here. Yeah.
I'm wondering for any of you guys, if you had time to stop and smell the roses, the accomplishment of being the first, in your first year of eligibility doing it, or was it was there no time for that? It's business.
Cole, we'll start with you.
A day or two after we won the conference tournament, that's when it really sank in, and you understand what we've accomplished, and not only for us as a team, but as the university as a whole, and to see all the people that it affects, all the alumni that come out and reach out to you and say how special it is, and they thank us for what we've done. But other than that, it's ever since we found out who we play, it's been business-like from there.
LaVon?
Well, for me, it's just we're going to take this as far as we can, and then when it's all over, and then we'll just soak in what we've accomplished.
Drew?
Kind of like what they both said. I mean, we got a little bit of a layoff after we won the conference championship, so a day or two we got to kind of let it sink in a little bit and enjoy it. But we got right back to work. Even before Selection Sunday, we were back in practice, working on our game, working on us. and we're going to take this thing. We're going to keep fighting and see how far we can take this thing. And once it's all done, we'll have a chance to step back and realize how great of a year we had. I mean, we got 24 wins right now, and hopefully we can increase that.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Continue for questions for Coach Brannon. Right here.
John, you were able to sign 2 first-team Kentucky All-Staters last year, including Mr. Basketball. You've signed a really good player in the current class. Did you take the job planning to emphasize in-state recruiting, and are even you a little surprised at how well you've been able to do this quickly?
Yeah, Mark. Our basis on taking over the program was really twofold. Was to build the culture immediately and try to do that with the current players we had, in which we took over the job last year with the team that was in transitioning to Division I, transitioning into a new league in the horizon. And then the second piece was the recruiting piece. We did gain traction in recruiting, probably quicker than we gained traction in anything in our program. And that had to do with I have great staff. State of Kentucky was really good at the time. We took over the job. We had some connections involved with Carson Williams, Mason Faulkner. LaVon Holland's the guy we signed. Drew and Cole were already here. So it was a situation for us where once we gained that traction pretty quickly, it kind of snowballed from there. And good players want to play with good players. And we had an outstanding first recruiting class. And I think any coach will tell you when you take over a program, those first 2 recruiting classes are awfully important in today's day and age of winning so fast. And marry that with the culture that was built in the first year, you have a 24-win team this year.
Right here.
Steve Jones from the Courier Journal. John, specifically about one of those in-state guys, LaVon, how important is it to have a guy played at Ballard and was a quality high player, from Louisville, and then just specifically about his game, what do you like, and how has he stepped up for you guys the last few weeks?
Well, he's been phenomenal. Especially at that point guard spot, he's dynamic in what he can do with the basketball, and he's a big part of the run that we've had and the way we've had a successful season. Yeah, the fact that he comes from a storied program like Ballard, he appreciates winning, understands winning, has been coached. But more importantly, and I think you probably saw that with the way they speak and how they handle themselves. He's a great kid, and for me, this has probably been one of the most enjoyable teams I've coached in my 18 years in the profession. And it's nice that he's specific to LaVon, being a Kentucky kid.
Mike to Jerry.
John, I wonder if you would buy the David and Goliath storyline here, and if so, what is the rock in your slingshot?
Right. Well, I know you guys would like us to, but it's not who we are. We're going to go every day. We're a process-oriented group. We divorce ourselves from outcomes. We focus on possession by possession, day by day. What you heard out of our young men today is what they believe in. And, listen, 15-2 seed, the committee put this, Northern Kentucky versus Kentucky. It's a good storyline, first time ever versus the greatest program in college basketball history. It's an opportunity for us to continue to play well, hopefully, and we'll take it as that. But when you're in the eye of the storm, Jerry, I don't know that many coaches look at it like that.
Over here.
Chris LeVar, Tom Leach Productions. John, could you speak to your familiarity with the history of the program and what's your relationship like with Ken Shields?
I'm from Northern Kentucky, so I've got a lot of the 2 national championship finalist teams in Division II were guys that I grew up with. Coach Shields calls me after every game, giving me a congratulatory message. I feel extremely connected with the university. 20-plus years ago, the Northern Kentucky University was a school that was not a destination school. It was a school where kids went to school so they could afford to go to Louisville and Kentucky. It's now a destination school. We're up over 15,000 students. We're 3 generations of graduates. I think you can tell I can go on and on and on. I've got tremendous love for this university and a tremendous amount of respect for what the program has done in the past to get us to the Division I level.
Right here.
I'm Brian Rickard from the Frankfurt State Journal. Talk about the freshman season Carson has had.
You know what, he is, I may mention this all year long, he started being the most consistent freshman I've ever coached. He's now probably one of the most consistent players I've ever coached, and I've been at every level. And what I mean by that is every day he's the same. He's a hard-working, toughness is it's a core value of our program. And he's really increased the toughness of our program. He's really moved the needle in a lot of different ways. And a joy to coach, doesn't say a whole lot. He probably wouldn't get 2 words out of him on this podium. But he's a guy who every day impacts his team.
Right here.
John, when you guys are playing well, what is working? What is the approach you guys have?
Yeah, Jerry, we're really up and down. We try to play, we shot the most threes and made the most threes in the league in the Horizon. We play very free offensively. We'll get up in full court a little bit defensively, but we want the game to be but we want the game to be free flowing with the ball to move. And, I think, rebounding wise, we've been a top 50 rebounding team most of the year. So from a visual standpoint, I like to think we're a fun team to watch. Most of the people that come to that have seen that, so we'll see more.
Right here.
Coach, what or who, I guess, really caught your eye or maybe has kept you awake this week, in terms of watching UK and what, you're going to try to have your guys do?
Right. Well, yeah, they got 3 top 15 draft picks. They got a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, I could go on and on about what keeps you awake at night. They've got everything that you need to be successful. What I've been most impressed with this Kentucky team, and again, I've coached I was at Alabama for 6 years. So, Coach Cal does a great job of putting guys in spots and doing a great job of mixing talents together. I think what probably our guys, the adjustment that'll be made would be the speed, because their speed doesn't show up on tape as well as it shows up in person.
Right there, yeah.
John, you were running through some metrics about how NKU has evolved in recent years. How big a platform is just this, playing UK in the NCAA tournament to sort of spread that story throughout the Commonwealth?
Yeah, I think it's going to the NCAA first and foremost. I mean, only 2 teams since 1970 have done it in their first year. That's a tremendous accomplishment that our guys will get a chance to take stock in when the season's over. Because it's just not normal. Now, again, it wasn't a Cinderella story. This is a team that was 12-6 in the regular season, tied for 3rd in the league. So, this is a quality basketball team. Now, you put it on top of the fact that you get to play Kentucky, that obviously adds to it. But you're going to play somebody really good regardless when you're a 14 or 15 seed.
Anything else for Coach?
But there have been 15s that beat 2s in recent years. How does that play on your mind?
It doesn't play on mine because I think each game's its own situation, and each game's got its own life. Maybe it speaks to the confidence of maybe other teams or maybe some of my players. But specifically to us, we've got a task at hand that we've got to be able to accomplish, and we've got to prepare to do that. We've prepared all week, and it'll be a possession-by-possession thing, but it really doesn't speak much to anything that really influences us this week. Was that the answer you thought?
Anything else for John? All right, see you tomorrow, Coach.
Thanks, guys.